What's in your head? In your head. Zombies, zombies, zombies.
Get that stuff out of here. It's Southwest Bias.
Welcome in live to Southwest Bias from Studio K, brought to you by our friends at Circle K. And one of the biggest movies in the country right now is 28 Years Later. And it's a story about the Walking Dead and those who remain trying to fight for survival. Doesn't that sound pretty damn familiar to what we're going through with the Arizona Diamondbacks right now? A team that could be best described as the walking wounded. A team whose injured list might be a more talented roster than the guys that are left to play. It is insane after the wrist injury to Corbin Carroll that came out yesterday, the wrist fracture, to look at just how many guys the Diamondbacks are without, and yet they remain 2 games over 500. Shane, let's take a look at the list of players that are no longer currently active on the roster for the Diamondbacks. Yeah, Corbin Carroll on that 10-day list, but that wrist fracture can last 3 to 10 weeks on average. So who knows when you'll see Corbin Carroll back. Josh Naylor, day-to-day, although I believe he's playing today. Eugenio Suarez, day-to-day, he got hit. Gabriel Moreno is out for weeks. Adrian De La Castillo is day-to-day. Drake Jameson's day-to-day. Kendall Graveman, 15-day. Christian Mania is on the 60-day. Oh, that's not it, though. There's more. I mean, look at this list. AJ Puck is out for the year. Justin Martinez, Corbin Burns, Jordan Montgomery, Tommy Henry. The long list of guys just out for the year. The bullpen's decimated. The offense is now taking hits. And guess what? I don't think it's as dire as we may think. Because the Arizona Diamondbacks under Torey Lovullo have thrived in an underdog role. In fact, I think they've played better in an underdog role than they have as contenders. Look at the World Series run in 2023. Nobody expected that at all. They thought they were a year away from being a year away in that case. And what did they do? They shocked the National League and made the World Series despite even being underdogs in each of those series and even after 2 games in that Phillies series. This team plays better as the underdog, and Torey Lovullo, I think, manages better as an underdog. It takes more chances. This team winds up embracing the chaos when they have to. And they've got an opportunity to do it again now. Yeah, they're essentially zombies because a large majority of their roster is out hurt. But what can you do? What can you do right now with a softer portion of your schedule? Can you stack wins? You're 2 games over 500 right now. Can you be 5 games over 500 by the time you get Corbin Carroll back or Gabby Moreno back? Can you wind up acquiring bullpen arms close to the deadline that can help you fortify that bullpen and continue to give you chances? This team is still talented, but nobody's going to expect much of anything from them the rest of the way. And maybe that's exactly where this team needs to be. Because we've seen history prove that a lot of times that's where they've played their best. Now, I hope Corbin Carroll comes back quickly. I hope he returns to MVP form immediately. And I'm not saying any of these injuries are ideal, but if there were a team well-equipped enough to handle it and handle it well, and a manager who knows how to get the most out of sometimes the least, it's Torey Lovullo. So throw away everything that you're doing to try and, win in a certain way. Get crazy, Torey. Do the things that made you Torey Lovullo. Take those chances. Let's embrace the chaos again, because nobody expects anything from you because you're zombies right now. But maybe that's just my Southwest bias. We welcome in the mustache behind the max, Shane Diefenbach. Shane, how dire are things for the Diamondbacks right now?
I mean, it doesn't feel good.
What, do we have no sun? Do I not get to see your
I don't know. I mean, I guess it is. It is bright out today.
All right. I mean, there we go. Now and the sounder. We need that.
Yeah.
It's what makes the audio listeners want to come join the show. You get to see Shane and I in Teletubby world. Diamondbacks, are they in an okay position or are they screwed?
No, I mean, they're definitely not in an okay position. I like the idea that they play better as the underdog, but that shouldn't be the ordinary.
No, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to. But if there's a team that's more equipped to face this and do this, I think it might be a Torey Lovullo-led team.
Yeah, I mean, this team is so based on vibes that when the vibes are this horrible, it can be a blessing and a curse because they do wear their heart on their sleeve. So that could impact their play, but they also can get out of it faster than most teams, with the power of friendship, as it has been the past couple of years.
I wouldn't bring that up. It didn't work real well for the Pacers in Game 7. I mean, Miles Turner said they were running on the power of friendship. So maybe the power of friendship isn't what you want.
The power of friendship took this team to the World Series. So I will firmly believe in the power of friendship until it lets me down.
You haven't been friends with me long enough.
Yeah.
Look, I hope this team gives us something to root for this summer. It's been a difficult year so far in sports in this town. Hell, 12 months, and it'd be nice if we could have a bit of an underdog story that we could rally around, because that seems to be when Valley fans are at their best too, is when a team is not expected to do anything and it catches the imagination of everybody here. And we really could use that this summer, not just because it's 400 degrees outside, but because our mentals could use some fun in terms of our baseball team.
Is it my fault that it's 400 degrees outside right now?
It is. You need to dial down the sun a little bit, for sure.
I can try.
By the way, Ray in the chat says a connected team will always be a dangerous team. Yes, and hopefully this trauma bonds this roster together in a big way, and they figure it out. Hey, lots of draft talk coming up tomorrow on the program with NBA draft happening.
Oh my God, I got brighter.
Oh wow, now that we don't need you brighter, Shane. You're already the brightest guy on this show.
I'm trying to turn it down.
That's even now. It looks like a sunny side up egg. Just leave it, Shane.
There we go.
There we go. All right. It's a little cooler. And we will be talking plenty of NBA draft tomorrow on the program, as the Suns have the 10th and 29th pick in tomorrow's first round. But today, after the break, we are going to go back to the Kevin Durant trade one more time, and then the name Kevin Durant will be banned from this program.
That's not true.
It won't. Well, maybe it will. Maybe I'll have to only use nicknames for it. But we'll talk about the Kevin Durant trade, but with some of your comments from the voicemail bag right after this. Well, Shane is the brightest man I know, just when he's in the sun. And you know what? If you have some shade needs, if you have a bright sun beating down on your home, if you can't handle the heat in your backyard, or your kitchen in my case, call our friends at All Pro Shade Concepts. They have shades for every need of your home, whether it's to cover your backyard, whether it's to cover a sliding glass door for inside your home to protect it from the sun like I did. They have the best materials, the best options, and the best customer service you are going to deal with. I could not have been more impressed when they came out for my free estimate. They spent time to listen about what myself and my wife needed and wanted for our shade, and then they came out and installation was seamless. So I want you to call 623-204-1476 or visit allproshadeconcepts.com to get your free estimate just like I did. And our friends at Vimy, look, we've all placed bets with our friends about something ridiculous. Just, anything. Oh, I bet you I can jump over that trash can. Let me tell you, I couldn't. But, you bet all sorts of weird things with your friends. But then you got to figure out, are you going to give me cash? Are you actually going to pay me? Are you going to use some online app that isn't always convenient? No, what you need is to download VMe today so you can place these wagers, whether it's for money or just for fun, with your friends, any of your contacts in VMe. It is super easy. You can do it for one-on-one challenges or group challenges. You can use it for sports, video games, fantasy matchups, golf games, poker nights, push-up contests. You will beat me, Shane. But the other one says chugging contest. You will never beat me in a chugging contest,
That
Shane.
might have to be the next thing.
This is going to happen on either on the program or while we're in Vegas for Summer League.
Oh,
we'll use VMe to bet each other. So download the VMe app and play today using the promo code PHNX, available on the App Store and Google Play. VMe, anyone, anything, anytime. All right, we said we're going to dive into the mailbag. We're going to reach real deep into that bag and pull out some of the best and the freshest of your questions and comments from the Kevin Durant trade. I braved the internet waters. I put the phone number out there. I said call or text. I said message me on Twitter. And we've got the best of the best now. Shane, what do you got for us? I kept the names out to protect the innocent here, but if you want to make up some fake names, go ahead, Shane. What do we got from our voicemail bag today?
Well, remember when you said Kevin Durant's name would be banned from now on? We got to talk about him a lot during these mailbags, so...
Well, just today.
Oh, today's the last
today,
day. Excuse me.
We will ban that name.
Excuse me.
Maybe we will. We'll come up with some nicknames. I'm not going to do it right now. I've prepared to unveil one. I'm not sure I want to do that. Some of the KD stands may still be watching. Right. So what do we
First
got?
question. Hey, Espo. I honestly don't hate the trade. I think Jalen Green is a rising star, and Brooks and Dunn could be really fun to watch on defense. The bigger problem is what to do with Beal. Do you see them waiving stretching his remaining contract?
Do I see it? No. Do I hope it happens? Sure. I think the best way to figure this all out is to move on. Could there be a world where Bradley Beal has to sit at home, that he doesn't play for the Suns, but he's still on the books? Maybe. I know there's rumors about teams potentially being interested in trading for Bradley Beal. I don't buy it. I just don't. I don't see. I know some people are trying to connect the dots with Boston because there was talk in regards to Boston wanting to move on from Kristaps Porzingis after they got rid of Drew Holiday. People are trying to figure out how could this work in some 3-team, 4-team machination where there's draft picks that go out. I won't believe it till I see it. I don't think Bradley Beal will necessarily play any sort of large role for the Phoenix Suns ever again. But I don't know how they're going to get out of it, and I don't know what it's going to cost them, whether it's draft capital, money, or simply just saying sit at home. So I think there will be some kind of solution, but I have zero idea where that's going to be and how it's going to play out. And I'm not sure if it's going to happen anytime soon. What else we got, Shane?
We do have questions from last week that I want to get to, so
okay.
don't let me forget those.
We'll hit those at the end.
Yes, we'll hit those at the end. Next question, Sparrow from the YouTube chat says, I personally think KD fits great in Houston. He seems genuinely happy to be there. I do think the Suns should be looking to flip Green for better assets to put around Book and stretch the value from the Kevin Durant trade. Maybe to Brooklyn for Claxton plus others to use the 10th pick. Or plus others and to use the 10th pick.
Okay. I think that Houston is exactly where the Suns were 2.5 years ago. Everybody thinks that this pushes them over the top, but I don't know that it does. We've seen it. Brooklyn didn't work out for KD. Phoenix obviously didn't work out. I don't know why we all imagine that it's just going to happen in Houston. Maybe it will. And I hope, I honestly hope it does for him because I don't wish him any ill will, but I don't know. We've seen it play out a few too many times now that it doesn't. And he's 37 too, and he hasn't shown any signs of real wear and tear. But how much can he carry for a young team that struggled with their offense, especially after getting rid of Jalen Green in the trade? That was one of the guys that actually scored for him on a regular basis. I have my skepticism when it comes to Kevin Durant in Houston. When it comes to Jalen Green and the Suns, I don't know, to be honest. I do not know how I feel in terms of whether they'll keep him or not. I believe what they're saying, that they want to pair him with Devin Booker and that they think that's the right move here. But if the right offer was presented to you, if you find out that one of the best players you can acquire is a point guard that makes sense, how do you go about navigating that? Do you avoid the pitfalls of the past that you've made in multiple regimes? I mean, we're going all the way back to running Dragic, Bledsoe, and Isaiah Thomas. Do you avoid those pitfalls and what do you do? I think you keep Jalen Green, at least for the first part of the year, and you figure out what you have. You figure out how can it work and does it work and what is Jordan Ott's system. Again, look at what he did in Cleveland. He ran Garland and Mitchell in that backcourt, and he was a big part of that offense. Can a Jalen Green, Devin Booker backcourt work in a similar way? I'm interested to see. I don't know yet, and I'm going to have to see where they go in the draft. Everything says they're going to go power forward or center, but if they come away with some kind of guard, I'm going to have all sorts of questions for you come Thursday about what they're actually doing and where they're headed. Right now, I think they keep Jalen Green.
Next question starts with a statement. I think Miami never had a chance because they didn't want to give up any young players like Jaime, Jovic, or Haywood Highsmith, and nor include the 20th pick, which is insane. I think Suns fans overreact about Jalen Green. He's a 20 points per game scorer and can learn how to play point guard. And you get the grit and defense with Brooks and a little bit of Green. But I love the deal the Suns made. Okay, so it's just a statement.
Well, I mean, look, I agree. Everybody knows my stance. I think that they got as much as you were going to get. And if that's truly what the Miami package was, yeah, you got better than what you were going to get from Miami. And I do not understand what I don't know if Pat Riley's, past his get prime and the game's starting to pass him by. I don't know if this, heat mentality, this heat culture has kind of overridden looking at how to get better. But the Heat feel destined yet again to go get like a DeMar DeRozan and finish in the play-in and hope that they can have some magical run. And I don't understand that was the mentality. I really don't think giving up Ware in that deal would have been that bad for them, and they could have had Kevin Durant and competed in a watered-down East. But that's not our problem. That's Miami's problem. Yeah, you can enjoy your life on South Beach, but you got problems with your basketball team. And that's not to say we don't here in Phoenix, but I think that was a grave miscalculation by Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra there. And I think the Suns got a significantly better trade package than the poo-poo platter that Miami was trying to give you. And the Suns got in the lottery, which was one of their key objectives in this Kevin Durant trade. I was talking to some people, and that getting to that 10th slot was a big deal to them. They wanted to be in that top 10, and they achieved that. Plus, they got defensive toughness, and we'll see what Jalen Green is able to do for them.
All right. The next question is from Will from Mesa. He says,
hello, Will.
Do you remember the scene in Moneyball when the Yankees agreed to pay half of David Justice's contract for the A's to take him? Can the Suns do the same thing similar for Bradley Beal? Draft picks aside, would you rather have McHale and Cam back or Jalen and Dillon? I think the question was from last week the first one was we answered last week. Okay. So the question is, draft picks aside, would you rather have McHale and Cam back or Jalen and Dillon?
Well, to recap, no, you couldn't. You can't buy out somebody that way and pay part of the contract. It's against the CBA in the NBA, just to remind you all. And then, look, I love Cam and McHale. Would I rather have McHale than Dillon Brooks? Yes. Would I rather have a 23-year-old Jalen Green without bad hips than a Cam Johnson? If I'm just looking at players, not positional fit, probably, because there's more potential with Jalen Green. But yeah, I would have loved to have the Twins back here like everybody else, but I'm not also stuck in nostalgia realm, right? Where a lot of people are wanting to just rebuild literally the 2021 Suns. I enjoyed that run, but it's not the end all be all to me. And so I think I would rather have Jalen than Cam right now and McHale rather than Dillon. I think that's just the reality of it. And when you look at what they're able to accomplish on the court, that's where we're going to have to judge it. But right now, I think I'd rather have Mikal than Dylan, and Jalen rather than Cam.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right answer.
I mean, I don't think it's crazy. Some people will probably be like, oh, how dare you? These are our guys. They would be so much better. We know how they play a long book. But I love Cam. We've had him on multiple times. I'd love to have him back in Phoenix. But if you're just talking 23-year-old with upside and an athletic freak, or Cam Johnson, who's pushing 30 and had bad hips coming into the NBA, I'd probably take the 23-year-old just because of the potential upside.
Yep. Next one coming from Michael from Sunny Slope.
Ooh, Michael from Sunny Slope. Hello, Sunny Slope.
It was rip off the Band-Aid time.
Yes.
Suns screwed themselves first with Beal, then with the Butler chase, trying to trade KD behind his back. All missteps. The learning curve for new owners is long. He can now move on and hopefully learn from this.
Yeah, I mean, look, there is a learning curve. There's no doubt in that. I mean, even the disgraced former owner had to learn a lot of hard lessons early on. I'm not sure that he ever did, but he should have learned those lessons. I mean, people forget, but Joe Johnson, anyone? Like there were major missteps in the first few years. Now, the question is, have you learned from them? How do you actually build, and can you actually accomplish it with the group that you put together in the front office? Those are all questions that are valid. Those are all things that we wonder, because trust is earned. It's not given. And we don't know how much we can trust the front office right now. And we're going to find out. We saw step one. I think it was about as good of a return as you can get. We're going to see step two tomorrow on Wednesday with who they take with the 10th pick and the 29th pick, or any subsequent move that they make in there. And we'll continue to judge as this plays out through free agency. And then we'll learn a little bit more. But I think that he has learned that you're not going to microwave a championship, that you're not going to buy your way into that circle. And I think they're gonna figure it out. So, what's next? Or Shane, do you have any thoughts on if Ishbia will learn?
I think you said it. I think it's all just a learning curve. And I think you'd rather have an owner like this that's aggressive and wants to win than one that's passive and is frugal. There's nothing worse than that. I don't care about, like, you can say that Ishbia tanked the future for this team, and whether you're right or wrong, at least he wanted to win, and it wasn't about him.
It wasn't about saving a few bucks by sending Kurt Thomas and 2 first-round picks to Seattle and starting the Oklahoma City Thunder dynasty. Yeah. So, yeah, revisionist history is fun. I'll say that for it.
All right, last one. It's a long one, so stay with me.
I'll be here.
What's going on, Espo? Admittedly, I have been anti-KD since the initial trade happened. Not because I miss Mikal or Cam, but because I hate superstar-centric basketball. This is my turn, your turn style of play. This my turn, your turn style of play hardly works / results in championships. And as someone who just loves the game of basketball, it is not enjoyable to watch. I don't want to see 2 guys each going for 30 plus. I want to see 6 to 7 guys all scoring over 10, similar to how the Suns were built during the finals run. It's not KD's fault. This team got assets to get him, and in turn created a situation where they couldn't build a competitive roster around him and Book. All that being said, I'm actually happy with what happened. Not the return I would have hoped for, and Green may not be the perfect fit next to Book in the backcourt, but at least we got younger, restocked the war chest, and have flexibility to go make some more moves. Would like to see Grayson get traded this offseason, probably Royce as well. The expectations are gone, and it's a freeing feeling. So while I, as well as many other Suns fans, probably wish the last 2 to 3 years were handled much differently, there is a certain sense of peace and hope I'm feeling looking forward. Appreciate what you and the rest of the guys are doing covering the Suns basketball, man.
Look, I hate when my assets are gutted. I'll just say that. But yeah, man, I agree in a lot of ways with everything that you said there. And I think Jordan Ott wants to play team basketball. He wants to play a fast pace where the ball doesn't just hit one hand and gets the air dribbled out of it, and then one guy makes a move and that's it, and then the next guy gets 2 down the court. That's the era of NBA basketball we're in, is playing team basketball, and we saw that in the finals first and foremost. And I think that that's where you're going to get. You also need that hard-nosed defense and an attitude that has to come with that. And I think sharing the basketball helps build that attitude and that alignment. I owe $1 that you're looking for with it. So yeah, I actually feel more hope than I did a few days ago, but I appreciate everybody who hopped in the mailbag and, was willing to bare their soul with me. You don't always have to just send particular sports takes either. You got life advice you need, I'm here for you. You want to know anything, you can ask me. I'm not going to tell you everything, but feel free to ask me. You can do that with our voicemail bag. Shane, I think you might have something for me here to wrap up the show. Are we diving into a fun box?
We might be.
Shane's Fun Box. Shane's Fun Box. What's in the box today?
There's a literal box today.
Ooh.
And that's why I'm
Do I have to reach in it?
That's why I'm not in the sun right now, because you have to be able to see it.
Oh, you literally mean a literal box. Oh, are you making me do this?
No.
Okay.
I'm making myself do it for you because you can't.
Yeah, diabetes wouldn't allow it. That's my word. That's my story, and I'm
so
sticking to it.
For those listening on audio, this is Bean Boozled, which is basically
this.
You spin a wheel. The wheel's not in here. Well, then I'll just be taking
do you
random
want me to
beans.
pick a color? Is there,
yes,
okay.
Perfect.
Well, give me my options.
Okay, I will. Basically, what this is, you spin a wheel and you have to pick a color out of the beans, and half of them are horrible. More than half of them are horrible.
I've always wanted to watch my producer throw up on camera. It's been high on my list.
I also had a very light breakfast, so my stomach is already hurting looking at this. So here are the options that we can go with. You can either get banana or wet dog, pomegranate or old bandage.
I think old bandage might taste better. I'm not
peach or barf, cappuccino or liver and onions, berry blue or toothpaste, strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish. The dead fish one is horrible. Juicy pear or booger, tutti frutti or stinky socks. Actually, stinky socks I think was the worst one that I had. Licorice or burnt rubber, which you're not winning anywhere there. Toasted marshmallow or stink bug, and that are the options.
Is it black licorice? Because you're definitely not winning. I'd rather the other one. All right, what are my color choices here?
Here are the beans. Well, it's all the ones that I read, so you can.
Okay. Well, I don't want to pick a flavor.
Okay.
Tell me colors that are associated with them, and I'll pick.
Go ahead and look at.
Take one of those yellow ones.
Oh,
I want to know what we.
So the yellow one is either going to be, what is this? Oh, this is the banana or wet dog. So I don't think I'm going to like either of these.
Good luck. Let's see what Shane.
How much time do we have? I'm going to do 3 of these probably.
We have 3 minutes, so enough time for you to throw up 3 times. Did we get banana? He doesn't look like he's going to get. Oh, nope. He got wet dog.
Oh my God.
He got wet dog. He's joking now. I'm loving this.
Oh, that was horrible. You know what I think? I don't know. That might have been banana, but it was horrible.
I think you're crazy. You're the one that sets up this.
Oh, no, that's wet dog for sure.
You get to choose what we do, and you chose to punish yourself by eating disgusting jelly
I'm
beans.
here for the good of the program.
You could have done a hot wing challenge where I had to eat something ridiculous, but you choose having to eat a wet dog jelly bean.
All right, what's next, Espo?
Give me that brownish red looking one. Let's see.
This one?
And yeah, that one. Hit me up with that. What we got?
This one is either peach or barf.
Oh, I'm hitting home runs here. Shane's gonna be on the DH or on the DL right now with all the Diamondbacks players. All right. I'm gonna let Erica, our friend Erica, in the chat. She said she wants blue next, so she gets to pick the third and final color. Ray, sorry, I saw red.
We're out of blue.
We're out of blue. Then give me what's red. Is red the one I just made you eat? Do we get a red? Ray wants you to do a red.
Okay. The red one is pomegranate or old bandage.
Oh, old bandage. What does an old bandage taste? How do they determine what old bandage tastes like?
I don't know. We can find out.
Is it old bandage? Oh, you haven't eaten it yet. Ooh,
pomegranate.
It's pomegranate.
Let's go.
Shane getting some luck there. That is another edition of Southwest Bias. We went deep into Shane's box, and he chose.
You have to stop.
He chose to eat bad jelly beans. Thank you to everybody in the chat, Ray, Erica, everybody that showed up today. We appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow. All Suns draft talk. We're gonna have a guest even to break down who he thinks will be the number 10 pick. So join us tomorrow, 11 a.m. live. For Shane Diefenbach, you can follow him at Shane Dief. For me, you can follow me at Espel. You can follow the show at PHNX_sports. Remember, even if you're injured, you're still okay. Ahoy, hoy!
We all silly like the mayor.